I'm this fucking weekend, man. I'm reading about these kids, this Kentucky fucking Magna hat things.
Oh yeah, the Native American thing.
Yeah.
It's
Yannis has got some thoughts about that.
Yeah. Do you know who it wound up being? Right? Who exposed that?
BuzzFeed.
No. Tim Pool, the journalist.
No. Who actually tweeted it first?
Oh, some Brazilian blogger.
But it was supposed to be. It was a
fake account. Yeah.
It's a fake account.
Yeah.
It was. And they only suspended it too, which I find fucking disturbing.
Well, they suspended it indefinitely, like to investigate what's going on.
How about you fucking delete it?
Look, I had my initial reaction when I saw the video was the same as everyone else's. I think this
white power.
He spoke out.
I thought the kid was in the wrong when I first saw.
That was Larry Pucci's. This guy Larry Pucci from Boston. He was this fucking hilarious guy, just drunk, chubby dude. Would go on stage. He goes, a lot of people say that I'm a little too racist in my comedy, and I have one thing to say about that: white power. That was his first joke.
Murdered in Boston.
Well, sometimes he murdered. A joke. That's a hit or miss joke.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Up top too. No.
I think I had that initial reaction that I was like, oh, this kid's being disrespectful. This story should really be the story that kind of illuminates how media in the digital age needs to be kind of regulated. There needs to be a standard that's set. I know, because what's happening is everyone's rushing to be the first out with the story.
Yep.
And because everyone's competing so furiously for eyeballs.
Keep that right there. Go back. I want that photo. Go back to what that was. Right there. That's all I want. Pause that. Right there. Good. Sorry.
Yeah. So this is the story that really should bring to light for everybody that, like, wow, our reality is kind of shaped by whatever information is released and how it's released. In other words, this really exposes how much news has become narrative news, how editorialized it's become. Yeah. And we got to get back to kind of like data-driven news. Just like, here's the news, here's the facts. Yeah. Because the standard for journalism since the internet started, it's been a problem since the beginning. Because the journalism industry just did not adapt to the internet. You know, it used to, like, at the beginning, they were still charging you for the paper, and then they were giving the news away for free online. So, like, of course nobody's going to be buying the paper. So they conditioned everyone to have free articles. And what that did was they needed to make money by getting clicks from advertisers. So it became theater. It became, sensationalized headlines to get you to click on the headline. And that was sort of the root of the problem. What they should have done at the beginning was you had to pay a subscription fee, just like when you bought the New York Times before. It should have been that way online. They should have never given away real news from reputable gazettes for free. And once that started and people got conditioned to get news for free, they were fucked. And that's what it is. So you're not really getting news. You're getting, like, car crashes. It's like we're all rubberneckers, and news is car crashes. And we're all pulling over the side of the road.
Headlines. Just like, tweets are just headlines.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like, this kid disrespect. So it's like everything is heightened. And then you actually see the whole video, and you're like, this wouldn't have even been a news story 10 years ago.
But that's how
nothing really happened.
That's how you really are able to...
Can I say something, though? Here's the thing. I understand what you're saying. But I really think that we're being used. We're being duped. We're being fucked with. And they're laughing at us because of our need to be liked on social media, and our need to feel something other than our lives. We can't go through the day without feeling a jolt of, ooh, what's that? Oh, ooh, they liked my tweet. Oh, ooh, I got 5 people that commented. Everybody gets that feeling now whenever they want it. And we're being duped. If you look at this photo, I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Just show me this photo and tell me these guys are racist, and I'm in. Yeah. I'm fucking in. If you look at that kid in the background, he's literally yelling the N-word. He just said the N-word. The other fat little kid with the phone, the chubby asshole in the back. Look at that smirk. Everybody's talking about his smirk. Everybody's talking about this. He has a face I'd like to punch. That's what adults.
Yeah, we're saying about a
adult
kid.
millionaire entertainers.
Yeah.
Okay, people in politics who are adults supposedly have values. They're the ones that believe the right way. They're the ones that we're supposed to look to for decision making. We're like, he has a face I'd like to punch. Okay, that's a kid, and if you look at that, I get it. I get it. That kid is the every fucking douchebag and a bully. That's the kid that's always picking on the other kids in the movies. If you're casting bully, racist ass, I'd cast those three smarmy cocksuckers. If I was doing School Ties 2, that would be the cast. But
Connecticut boat rape or something like that.
I mean, too far, but yeah. I mean,
just thought I'd try to get comedy back going.
But then
no, let's keep it serious. This is good.
I thought the School Ties thing was all right, but no, you're good.
Especially when we're at the peak of our game right now.
Yeah,
you know, it's like, you got to get as much comedy out there as you can when you're at the top of the mountain.
Use the oranges for the juice that we provide.
I just did a lot of pulp in that juice. What happened between you two? Something happened.
No, he bombed, but no one noticed that.
Oh, what was it?
Nah.
I couldn't even tell that was a joke.
I thought you were just saying that. But if you look at that, I get it. And then you look at this Indian dude and his fucking huge earlobes. And I mean, those are big earlobes.
Wow, I didn't even notice
Oh,
that
my
at
God.
first.
But anyways, you look
He
at
looks
this
like
guy.
an awkward kid. I mean,
Well, but here's the real story. If we just took a fucking beat, we're fed. The person that gave us this is supposedly a teacher, right? A teacher, middle-aged, who tweets 150 times a day about shit like this, sending it out into the world. She has 40,000 followers. Okay, because she's been tweeting 150 times a day, stuff like this. And we're just looking to find our group to, fuck them and fuck them. And she put this out, and it's not even a real person. So all those people following her, tweeting back at her, telling her how and retweeting her shit, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should feel bad. You should feel like you were duped.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't even real. It was somebody in Brazil. We don't know who the fuck it was doing this to cause people to hate other people.
It's just trolling. I heard
It's worse than trolling, dude. Trolling is you're fat, Bobby. You're never going to go anywhere, Bobby.
Do it to get a rise.
Bobby, you're fucking bald, fat. You look like the Game of Thrones,
All right,
Bobby.
let's not
Are
read
you
the
okay?
chat.
Bobby, you fucking cocksucker,
easy,
fat
Bobby.
motherfucking hack. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was reading the tweets again.
Oh.
But listen, it's...
But isn't the full story that the Native American guy was like, it was like he was doing like an anti-abortion protest or something like that?
Here's the full story. The kids were sitting there on a field trip. They were waiting patiently, just quietly. The Israelites, who are the guys down in Times Square, were like, read, white people are the devil. Read,
right.
We're the real, Israelites. We're the real chosen people. Read, the Jews are the devil. Read, all that. Those guys came up and started attacking them. If you watch the video, they're calling them crackers, a bunch of pedophiles, a bunch of half-breeds. These are children, and these grown men dressed like they're fucking Conan the Barbarian, attacking these kids who sat there and just took it. Didn't say anything back.
Well, they did say a few things back.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
What'd they say?
There's a few videos of them saying some things back.
Like what? Okay, say it.
I think one kid said, it's not rape if you like it. Back to them.
What?
And that caused some controversy. Yeah, because
Who
they
said
think
that?
he was saying it to girls, but he wasn't. He was saying it back to the Israelites. One of these kids.
What were they saying? Rape.
It was
They
in
probably
response-
called him a rapist.
Yeah, something, and he said it's not rape if you like
All right,
it.
so he was trying to...
14-year-old
Okay,
kid.
fine,
Yeah.
but he's trying to...
Make
he's
his friends laugh.
It's not like he walked up to somebody and said, not rape if you like it,
No.
right, and then pinched the girl in the
Right.
asshole.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The
Why did
kids
they
were.
get in
I
there?
think this story wouldn't have been a story if these kids didn't have "Make America Great Again" hats on.
Yeah, but that's a problem.
That is a big problem.
You
Yeah, it's a
should
big
be
problem.
able to fucking wear a dumb hat.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Especially if it's the president of the fucking United States.
It's a problem.
It doesn't make you racist if you like somebody.
But-
it makes you different. And you can't sit there. These fucking kids.
But now this is what all these
But wait a
celebrities...
minute, let me just finish this. These guys were yelling at him. This Indian guy came up. First of all, didn't the Indian guy lie and said
Yes.
go back to America?
Yeah.
So
the full story is the kids were there for a pro-life rally.
I really suck at summing things up, so help me out.
Yeah, the kids were there for a pro-life rally.
Yes.
That had finished. Then they were meeting there They were meeting at that place to all meet up and get back on the buses, whatever. Right. There was a Native American rally going on there, a smaller one, and there was the Israelites were there. Right. The Israelites started hurling insults at the natives and the white kids. Right. They were just saying crazy shit. Right. The white kids, and some of these kids were not white, so these students, such as there's a few that weren't white in there.
Of course, they take these photos, and it's just white kids with fucking Magna hats on. Right.
So they started chanting back their school chants to drown out the heckles from the Israelites. While they're chanting and dancing and stuff like that, the Native American guys march into them, just march right into them and start banging drums and chanting in their face. Yeah. And if you watch the video, you can interpret it a few ways. One kid maybe does a tomahawk, but they do that at Florida State games. They do it at Braves. Yeah, and it almost looks like you can almost see like they're
into it.
They're into it. A lot of kids just look like they're chanting
they were trying to drown out the stuff. You talk to the kids, they were trying to drown out the sounds of these fucking crazy Israelites yelling racist shit. So they were just like, okay, this guy supposedly came up to be a buffer in between the Israelites and the kids. So he was like, doing that. And the kids were into it. This kid right here with the smirk that everybody wants to punch, he was nervous. He just didn't want to say anything back. He didn't want to fucking do anything back.
Knew he was being filmed.
He just was like sitting there and he didn't say a word.
And you can hear in the video other kids saying, if you watch the other video, the full video, you can hear other kids going, I'm so confused right now. What's going on? You hear and like, don't touch him or whatever. And then you hear another Native American protester saying to them, you stole this land. Go back to Europe. Saying this to kids.
Oh, God.
So he's kind of antagonizing the kids, saying that stuff. And then at that point, the kids just disperse and move away. So no violence, no threats from the... There's no threats from the kids.
Yep.
They never chanted build a wall. That didn't happen.
Didn't lie.
That was a lie. And then the elder lied about what happened. The elder said he marched into them to calm them down because he felt like they were going to attack the Israelites.
Wasn't going to happen.
Which it wasn't going to happen.
Children?
And also, he's not a Vietnam vet. He was in the service, but he's not a Vietnam vet. So that... The Washington Post retracted that. But yeah, his narrative was
the damage is done.
And that kid had to sit down with... Who did he sit down with? Like Barbara Walters or something? And I did like a full, here's what happened to me.
You say whatever?
And then you got these people who...
I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you said whatever.
I think Yannis
Is that you?
did.
No, I didn't say
I was looking at his...
Somebody 100% said whatever.
That wasn't me, though.
Who was it?
It was you.
It was you, Bobby.
I didn't say it.
Like you said, Barbara Walters or whatever. Is what you said.
Oh, it was you.
I don't think I did.
Yeah, Bobby.
Anybody?
Did I?
Listen,
But
guy,
you
listen, stop.
did it.
Freeze.
You weren't saying Barbara Walters, whatever.
Mike,
sit down, whatever.
freeze. Everybody who's listening to this podcast or watching it, go back right now. I want you to find a. I want you to see us.
I'm adamant I didn't say
it. Find a CSI for us right now. You have this is this podcast. Okay, we want you to help us find the culprit. Okay, find who and whoever fucking said it.
Was me?
You rat them out.
It was you. Because I said it was like Barbara Walters, and then you went whatever.
I think it was Mike's eyebrows. Whoever said whatever, he went like this.
It was not me.
The kid does look like a young Feeney, though.
All right, listen, but the fact is that this kid was harassed. There was a kid, not only was he harassed, his family harassed, because he had Kathy Griffin telling people, dox him, fuck him. He's a kid.
2 journalists have been fired because they tweeted, like, kill the kids. I would put them in a wood.
How are you a fucking journalist?
Yeah, 2 journalists got fired. One's from Vulture, and the other one, I don't know.
Good.
But that's what I'm saying. You have all these celebrities now making these, like, every celebrity feels like they need to speak out about whatever, side of the political aisle they're on. Like, the fact that, like, Cardi B is now being, like, still, like, fuck Trump and shit. Like, it's just, like, she even starts to being like, I mean, I was trying to do him doing Cardi B. It was very derivative. Yeah. But I figured,
it's hilarious now.
Stick to the lesbians.
And people are like, like, real journalists are retweeting Cardi B. It's getting very... circus-like. Our whole society has become... God. The world is a stage now.
Okay, now look at this kid without the smirk.
He's such a young little kid.
Another angle, he looks scared.
I mean, look how little... Without the hat, he looks even younger.
Do you feel from this experience that you owe anybody an apology?
What?
Do you see...
Why would she ask him that?
Your own fault in any way?
As far as standing there I had every right to do so. My position is that I was not disrespectful to Mr. Phillips. I respect him. I'd like to talk to him.
This is surreal.
This is so like
what a fucking
surreal.
She's trying to set him up.
It's
yeah, and he's really like
she should be fucking fired. What a piece of shit.
And how is it like?
Do you feel anything? You're leading the witness.
Yeah,
that's illegal.
Do you
in
feel
a
like a
fucking
little bit like a piece of shit?
And
like
nobody committed a crime. How is this? How did this become a story? Like when you look at what actually happened, nothing happened. It was a few different protests, groups of people that got together and then peacefully dispersed. And if you look at all the video footage, I disagree with, these kids, I disagree with Catholicism. I mean, I'm pro-choice, all that shit. But in this specific scenario, the kids were actually the least wrong of the three groups. They were the least aggressive of the three groups.
They weren't even aggressive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, they were a little wild, but they're fucking 14-year-old kids. They're going to chant shit. I mean, they're fucking 14-year-old kids.
You're lucky that wasn't from the Brooklyn, you cocksuckers.
I know.
If that was kids from
Brooklyn. If that was me and my boys, oh, shit.
He would have been licking his own pussy.
I would have licked my own pussy right there in front of you. I would have took my dick out, stuck it in a Vicks Vapor Rub like I did when I was 15. We would have fucking jumped y'all, motherfucker. We would have jumped y'all.
Did you get Vicks Vapor Rub in your dick hole?
When I was 15, I did stick my dick in a Vicks Vapor Rub because I was curious to see if it burned, and I fucked it. I like it when it used to come in it like it came in a
like the chapstick, the Vaseline jar.
Vaseline jar. Yeah, I fucked it, and it burned bad for a while.
It's as if you didn't know that was 100% going to happen.
Well, you know, when you're 15, you do stupid shit. So I mean, hats off to these kids. They didn't do that much stupid shit. I would have been much stupider.
Maybe if they took their hats off, this wouldn't have happened.
If there's no hats, there's no story. I believe that.
Get it? The Trump hats.
But here you go.
Yeah, the Trump hats.
Yeah, but I'm going to float this over to you, big boy.
This guy.
I threw it too hard. Yeah.